So just recently, my Apple Watch just stopped working because I've been having it for a long time. I've had it for a long time. So now time has come and it has stopped working. Like the screen was literally popping out. I mean, it did pop out, but then there's like these wire things that still stick around. So it's not good to wear that because apparently these things do explode. They do. And the screens are very sharp as well, so you can cut yourself. Overall, so because of this thing that happened, my watch not being able to work, that stopped me from recording my sleep, because I've been recording my sleep for over 3 years now, around 3 years. And the reason why I did that was because, okay, this goes back, way back to COVID times. So when COVID was around, everyone's like, oh, if your immunity's bad, you're more, you're more, what's the word? You're more susceptible. Susceptible. Forgot the word. You're more prone to get COVID. So the whole thing was about, you trying to improve your immunity so that you can, not get the COVID. This is all over the place. Anyways, back to the main point, right? The reason why I started recording my sleep is all that. Because I would have a feedback, right? Like on my screen. I had an app. I've been using something called Auto Sleep. Yeah, it's a paid app. Well, I got it on discount. Anyway, this app, I've been able to, I would say, like, of all the countless days and hundreds of days I've been using it, it's not 100% accurate, but it is close. It is close, and that's the best I can at least, get out of all this. So with that, my sleep started to get better since COVID, because I was like, okay, more sleep helps the immunity, so I'm gonna be more healthy and so on. And then with time went on, at one point, it was back in 2022, when I started this whole journey of improving myself and improving all areas in my life. And sleep was an area where I need to still improve, because I was always I was not having the best sleep. Let's say you could still have like a long amount of sleep, but then the quality of sleep was not the best. And I realized, like, if I start to improve on this, I'll start to see how my life around me is gonna be like. And that's when I started to see these small changes. Like, with time, I realized my brain and like the way I could think, the way I could remember things, like I would remember them. And I'd wake up in the morning feeling so good. It's like, because in the past you've had this feeling of, you have an alarm and then you wake up and you don't want to get out of bed. It's like you have this headache, you just want to go back to bed, but then you had to do something. And it was like, those mornings, like, how Garfield hates Mondays, but that was like every day, not just Monday. That's how it was before. But then when I started to I stopped using an alarm like a long time ago. I haven't used one in 3 or 4 years now. So no matter, even if I go back to, if I go to sleep late, I still wake up early, and it has been installed in my brain now. So I've been able to go to sleep at a you know, specific time, maybe 9:30 to 10:30, somewhere there. Ideally it would be 9:30, right? That's the time I would want to. But then there are days that go to like past 11 or like just around 11. But then the morning would always be the same. Like I wake up around somewhere around 5:30 something to 6:30 something, or somewhere there. Sometimes it pushes to 7, but that depends on how late I sleep. But honestly, like the feeling that I get when I wake up without an alarm, and it's just like my body waking up, I'm just like, it's a really good feeling. And it's like you don't have something that's waking you up. I wanted to mention that before, like, I used to go to the gym, and I used to get like these muscle sores, or like some kind of pain, you know, maybe I pulled a muscle, something like that. And then I used to use this like cream to like, you know, make it better. And it was until, okay, two things. What I did was I started taking cold showers at that point, and I was getting enough sleep, you know. So like there were days like I was doing so good, and then there's days you kind of fall off, and then you kind of notice it because you have like the days and the months, and then you start to realize like, oh, okay, I need to sleep a bit more. Another thing I started to do was like, you know, these are just numbers, you know, you shouldn't put like too much emotions on them. You should just see these as numbers and like, oh, that's something I can improve on. And you just implement it, not just like, you know, focus too much on this and then just becomes too much. And honestly speaking, like in the beginning until the middle for all this time I've been tracking my sleep, it has been very interesting. I was more consistent in the beginning, whereas still somewhere in the middle and the end, like there were days I skipped like recording my sleep. It's interesting. Like I was more consistent, as in like there was rarely one day I missed in the beginning, but then somewhere in the middle, okay, I missed. Maybe I forgot to charge my watch, or maybe I was out somewhere and then my battery drained, or I used the watch during the day that day, and then something happened, you know. And then I noticed like, okay, some days I've skipped, okay, through today's, like in the end, it's just like I skipped more days, and my sleep got worse with time as well. It's interesting how everything influences you, like post surgery, like pre surgery. I mean after the surgery. Oh yeah, pre surgery, post surgery. Like I had my surgery, I could see all these changes. Like I used to go to the gym, and I couldn't go to the gym, and then like some things have shifted, and then I mean all these things come in the way, and you just have to shift in a way to actually, you know, go with whatever that's going on with your life. You just need to evolve and adjust. Because like with the awareness that I have, I've noticed how I have this data of my sleep, right? Like how my sleep has not been the best these past few months, and then compare that to the beginning, and then how if my sleep has been like this with this, it's also gonna sneak in some other areas of my life. And when you start to notice this, and you start to tell yourself, okay, I see what's going on over here, I can still do something to make a change, and then you improve, and then you get better, and then you get like a, you know, a return of investment right there. Honestly, sleep is very crucial. Very, very crucial. This is actually like unscripted, or like I didn't even have a plan of how this video was gonna go. I just wanted to, you know, put that raw emotions and the experience like right out there. So like, you know, the main things I felt, how I started feeling, and yeah, it's just overall like it really became like a huge boost to my life. Like, it's understandable, like, there's gonna be days, like, you have to stay awake, you know, you have to do all those things. But then the whole part about being consistent is you try to, even if you miss out, like, on a couple of days, you still go back to it and you keep going, even with those missed days or whatever. Like, not focusing on the days you missed out, but like, you know, you focus on the process and like how, you know, you get enough sleep, and you put that on a span of time, and then you're just consistent. I also remember back in school there was this picture. I'll find it. Here it is. It was basically about, this is how many hours you stay awake, and this is what happens to you. And this for me was like very interesting. Back in the day, I was like, okay, maybe there's a day, like, you know, I stayed up too late, and I was like, okay, it's been 17 hours. Okay, it's been more than 20 hours. Wow, I'm actually starting to feel this. And now there should be something else for, like, okay, you get this amount of hours, like 6 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours, and these are the benefits that you get. But really, it really helped me with like healing, recovering. Sleep is really underlooked. You know, I didn't want to be like everyone else, like, oh, sleep is good, you need to, you know, you just get some sleep. But really, like, emphasizing on sleep. And one thing I've noticed is that, like, okay, I vouch for sleep, you know, good health, like good sleep. Honestly, something for me that I've always wanted, or like, not wanted, like, something that's kind of ingrained in my mind was like always sleep early and then wake up early. Basically, like, for you to actually have to, like, you know, sleep, like, wake up early, you do have to kind of like sleep early to get that enough sleep. And okay, there's one thing I do want to mention. If you ever looked into sleep and like the studies and you go deep into it, I'm for sure you've gone past the name Matthew Walker book called Why We Sleep. And honestly, I've not finished the book myself. You know, I've looked into it, and I've looked into what other people have said online and whatever sources that's outside, I mean, out there. And I've noticed, like, there's even a website that's like dedicated to like what he said on the book, and then there's like real evidence, like science-based evidence of like, okay, this, he said this, but then actually it's supposed to be like this. I mean, honestly, I don't remember what was there, but there was like, they were contraindicating stuff that was like said on the book, and it just made me start to think more like, you know, he's a scientist, like he's done this research, and then he's written this book, and then there's like a whole, like, a community of people, like, they also focus on sleep, and they've like noticed, like, okay, he said this, but then it's actually like this. But yeah, I mean, basically, like, just like how we charge our phone, like, we charge ourselves, like, going to sleep. Of course, like, it's whole totally different mechanics and like stuff behind, but sleep has been, it's very okay. Well, I'll end with this. Like, okay, you know Albert Einstein, right? Genius guy, whatever. He used to like sleep like, I don't know, 12 hours, and used to even have naps during the day as well. Because like, generally, like, okay, as even if you take as a student, right, you study something, but then the more you know, retain that memory is by you sleep, and then you retrieve that memory again by repeating again. But then for you to remember those things, you have, like, you know, you need sleep, and they're like, sleep helps like restore all those memories. That's like the science translated version of you know, I mean, that's how it works. You get the idea. Anyways, Have a great day.